Welcome to Techstination. We're speaking with Ken Davidov, a partner with RPW Technology. Thank you for joining us, Ken.
Thanks for having me.
And you've got a product on the market called Liftid, Liftid. Let's talk, first of all, a little background about RPW, and then you can tell us about this cool product.
RPW Technology is a company that is focused on the human body and electrical stimulation, specifically how it applies to the brain. We have been working on other products that use mild electrical stimulation in the body over the last 8 years. That has been products in oral care, in food and beverage, and we feel that the application of mild stimulation and the human body together has a lot of benefit for a variety of body elements. You stimulate the tongue for oral care and the gums. It could be for how you stimulate the tongue for food and beverage. And now we're doing a very similar type of situation with the brain.
So this product called Liftid is a wearable that is designed to provide some stimulation to the brain. And for what purpose?
A lot of people these days are getting their stimulating the brain through chemicals that they're ingesting, such as caffeine, sugar, performance enhancers. And that's the way most of the world works in terms of if you're tired or you're not feeling motivated, you might put a drink or a beverage in your system, try to get you some more energy. So what Liftid does is it gives you that similar stimulation through electric current. And that mild stimulation for 20 minutes a day creates what they call plasticity. You're almost training the brain, and it gives you a boost by this mild stimulation. So what happens is that Liftid's a device that we made so that most people can try it for the first time, and it's somewhat fashionable, but there are 2 electrodes that are in a specific area on the top of the forehead that deal with cognitive benefit. And it's what they call a nodal stimulation. So where the electrodes are located is paramount to which way the electric current moves and ultimately the benefit that you get. So by turning this on and doing a task or an activity for 20 minutes, you would get a feeling of some energy, some more productivity, some focus, more alert, attention. Those are sort of all of the things that have coming from transcranial direct current stimulation, also known as TDCS, and that's the technology that we have.
And we're going to be speaking in a short while with a neurosurgeon who you work with about the science involved here. Tell us who the primary markets are for this kind of device. Who are you aiming for?
The primary markets are young working professionals, video gamers, students, and musicians, athletes, people that are really putting a lot of these chemical stimulants in their body, maybe in an overabundance of those chemicals. And we're focused on a young market because they seem to be the ones that are interested in high-tech, new tech gadgets. And this one is greatly effective because it helps for something that it seems that this particular generation is looking for, is a way to keep them more focused and more alert and more productive.
And I guess with young people going back to school and college students, that those are really primary targets.
Exactly. And, all of these drinks, we're not trying to say don't drink anything, don't put anything in your system, a snack, but it's the amount of caffeine and the amount of sugar. And also, students are taking performance enhancers to keep them up all night for studying. So we just wanted to come out with an affordable alternative, something that looks good, something that's easy to operate and is relevant.
Well, step us through, describe what this looks like and the process of using it.
Well, it looks like you're taking your ski goggles and you're putting them on the top of your head. That's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of a fashionable piece, and it's kind of cool looking. So what you would do is you would prepare the sponge electrodes that are included in this kit. And also the kit includes it includes a bunch of accessories that you need to set up Liftid. But most important are the sponges that fit into the electrodes. You would prepare a saltwater solution and dampen the sponges, put them in the electrode, put them on your head, place them on your head right in the center on the upper forehead area, really as high up to the hairline as you can get. And then you would press a button for 2 seconds, which then starts the unit would ramp up for 30 seconds. It will go from 0 to 1.2 milliamps, and your skin will get used to that mild stimulation by the ramp up. And then it'll go with a solid blue light for 20 minutes. And after the 20-minute session's over, it'll automatically start to ramp down. And then your session's over. You would rinse out the sponges, put them on a paper towel, they'll dry, and then use it again the next day for another session. You can use it when you need it, and it's very, very simple to use. So that's another point. We wanted to make it convenient and simple, and not some of the other devices that are out there. They offer different stimulation levels. We wanted to just make it one constant level and make it easy for consumers to use, keep in their desk, keep on their coffee table, keep in their room. And we really feel like we've accomplished that. It's a really unique product. And having Dr. Schwartz on our team is a huge benefit because he really understands the brain as well as anybody.
Tell us about availability and pricing.
The product is available now. It's $149, including free shipping within the United States. Comes in a box with a really nice storage case. Everything's branded with the Liftid name, and it has all the accessories, a user manual, and everything you need to get started. And you can go to our website at getliftid.com, Liftid.com, to read more about the product. We're also happy to be on Caputron, which is Caputron.com. They're the world's largest distributor of these types of devices. You can get the product now in a couple of days, 2-3 days. You can have it on your doorstep, and we'll also be on Amazon and Amazon Prime. So all of that's taking place in the next few days, and the product's available. So we're really excited that we had an opportunity to talk to you, and we're really excited about our new product.
Joining us now is Dr. Ted Schwartz, a neurosurgeon and the lead scientist at RPW. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Schwartz.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us how this technology works. Obviously there are going to be skeptics out there saying, is this for real?
So TDCS, or transcranial direct stimulation, is a technology that involves putting electrodes on the surface of the scalp that pass a current from one electrode to the other electrode. And that current goes through the skin, the skull, the covering of the brain, and actually acts on the various cells that are in the brain, which includes neurons, glia, blood vessels, and has been shown to really have an effect that causes changes that can ultimately, potentially lead to behavioral changes.
And so how is it used for good?
Yeah. So when the electrodes can be put in multiple different locations, right? And the location is very important because, as we know, different parts of the brain are important for different functions. So in the area, for example, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, which is just around the area of the hairline, or just below the hairline, is an area where if you put the electrodes on the scalp and they stimulate the brain, has been shown in studies to increase alertness and focus and attention that may help people who wear them with those various functions. So in theory, if you're performing a task where you need to be very focused and very alert, by wearing the device 20 minutes a day may increase, and has been shown in these studies to increase your alertness and your focus and your attention. So it can be considered similar to drinking a cup of coffee or getting an extra hour of sleep or any of those behavioral activities that we know increase our focus and our attention. We try to obtain with electrical stimulation of the brain.
Are there any dangers, drawbacks to using this technology, or can it be overused? You're saying 20 minutes a day. What if somebody did it 2-3 times a day or more?
Yeah. As far as we know, there are no negative sequelae to using TDCS. Now, that being said, those studies that have been done looking at side effects have been done at certain amplitudes of stimulation and certain durations. And the question could then arise, well, what if we increase the amplitude of stimulation or we increase the duration? So if we keep the amplitude the same, which is about 2 milliamps, which is what most of the commercial devices are, it is unlikely that even if you were to use the device for a longer period of time or multiple times a day, that it would really have any negative impact. If you were to increase the amplitude of stimulation, and most of these devices don't allow you to do that. There's no volume control where you can ramp up the amplitude. That could potentially have more negative impact, but most of the devices, certainly the Liftid device, does not allow you to alter the amplitude. So the bottom line is that even if you were to double or triple the amount of time that you spend using it, as far as we know, based on all the research that's been done and all the studies that have been done, there should be no negative sequelae.
As the lead scientist at RPW and working with this device, the Liftid device, what would you tell potential customers about the potential benefits here?
So I would emphasize that multiple studies have been done that have involved control people who had devices in a similar location but did not have stimulation, have shown that in the populations where stimulation was done, there was a positive effect on focus, attention, alertness in multiple different tasks that they were offered. And these, having read these studies, they were done reasonably well. There were reasonable numbers of subjects. There was a statistically significant finding. There were control populations. The only issue is a lot of the studies were done with limited numbers. Ideally, in the future, larger studies would be done. But the studies that have been done so far have shown a positive effect. Individuals using the device showed increased alertness. They performed tasks more quickly. Their focus was better. And all of those effects are those ones that we are hoping to obtain with patients who buy and use the device.
For more information, people can go to getliftid.com. It's GETLIFTID.com. Dr. Ted Schwartz, thanks for taking the time with us.
You're welcome.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code TEXTINATION to save 10%. That's gosun.co.